Ahana, the son of King Ikemefuna, just returned from the United Kingdom after years of studying. He was thrown a very big party. His parents were happy to see him. Even the maidens were all excited and started plotting on how to win Ahana's heart. Ahana is a young, handsome man who commands respect. Reason why he returned back to his community to give back his avalanche of knowledge. A lot of the village elders were already prepping their daughters so that Ahana will notice them and marry them. This is to show you how handsome Ahana is. Before Ahana traveled to the United Kingdom, Ahana was already betrothed to a woman named Princess Kaima, who is the daughter of King Ugezu from Amanasa village. Though they were betrothed at a very tender age, but when he traveled for his study, he was still communicating with Princess Kaima. They talked on phone and they gisted. Ahana started developing a likeness for Princess Kaima without knowing who the real Princess Kaima is, just sending pictures and Skyping and talking. So when he returned back to his village, Princess Kaima came to visit, or rather came to stay in the kingdom of Amanchara for 2 weeks so that she can get to know who her future husband is and also who is going to be the heir apparent to the throne of Amanchara. When she got to Amanchara town, she was ushered into her own beautiful room. But Princess Kaima had a very bad character. How can a princess develop the habit of smoking? And not only that, Princess Kaima happens to be rude, uncouth, not well trained and mannered. She talked to the maidens anyhow. She slapped the servants anyhow. In fact, she turned the palace into a chaotic place, which became unbearable even for the king, Ikemefuna, and his Lolo, Njideka. But they all kept quiet, thinking that Princess Kaima was going to change with time. They summoned their son, Prince Ahana, to talk to his betrothed future wife, that is Princess Kyra. But Ahana told them that I have talked to her, but she has refused to listen to me. Mama, Papa, I don't think I can marry this woman. She does not befit to be called the queen of Amanchara. She is not going to be a good queen. She is not going to rule the people well. These villagers, I love them with my dear heart, and I love the way you and king is ruling the kingdom. So if I marry someone like Princess Kaima, it is going to turn the kingdom into a chaotic place. A princess who does not have regard for her elders. How can the king be having meeting with his subject and she walked past the place smoking and did not even bother to greet? I don't think I can make her my wife, but still yet I am still going to talk to her. So Ahana went and talked to Princess Kaima. Princess Kaima shut him down and told him that she is even pitying for him because she stooped so low to marry him. And Ahana looked at her and walked away because he knew that if he had stayed longer, he would just slap her, which he didn't want to do. He went out, and then his mother, that is Queen Njideka, came into the room to talk to Princess Kaima, and a fight ensued, which made the king Ikemefuna, get upset and threw Princess Kaima's luggages away, sent her back to her father's house, and sent a message across telling her parents that my son cannot marry your daughter because your daughter is not fit to be the queen of this kingdom. Your daughter is not fit to be a lawful wedded wife to my son. Since she has come to destroy the palace, I will not accept it. Ahana, who had already made up his mind to dump Princess Kaima, woke up one morning and told his parents that he will be traveling outside to the big city for business establishment, which was a lie. He had to lie to his parents because he knew that the plan he had, his parents were not going to approve of it. He had already connived with his trusted servant, Ikenna, with the beautiful plan of his. When he left the palace, Ahana disguised himself as a poor man who started working in a mechanic shop, fixing cars for people and also doing other meager jobs. He rented a small hut where he disguised himself, and nobody, not even the villagers, knew about him. There he told himself, whenever I see a woman that loves me even with my poor nature, that is the woman I will end up with. So, on that fateful day, Princess Kaima and her friends were driving by and their car broke down. They took it to the mechanic, in which Ahana was there. He was fixing their car. But because he wasn't adorned in his princely regalia and he disguised himself, Princess Kaima couldn't recognize him. Even Princess Kaima's friends could not recognize him. They talked rudely to Ahana. Despite fixing their car, Princess Kaima was ungrateful. She talked rudely to him and even threw the money at him and walked past him, drove the car, and on the way out, she hit a food seller who was passing with her foodstuff to sell. But because of the nature of Princess Kaima, who does not have regard for anybody, even despite throwing her food on the floor, she abandoned the young lady and walked past, drove her car with her friends and left. Ifeoma, the roadside food seller, started crying. What am I going to do? This is my daily bread. How do I survive? I won't be happy. My mother is not feeling fine. This is what I used to take care of my mother, by selling food on the road. Now my food have scattered. My food has been poured on the ground. What am I going to do? Anna, who saw all this happening, quickly rushed to where Ifeoma was and helped her with the remaining foodstuff that was not spilled on the ground, took her home and promised to pay some of her losses, which she refused. Ifeoma told Ahana, "You are not the person that poured my food away. The princess who poured my food away had no regard for even saying sorry and decided to walk past me. In fact, she threatened me and told me that if I come after her, that she will have me thrown into the dungeon. I don't want to be arrested. I am the only child of my mother. My mother is aged already. She is not feeling too well, and I sell this foodstuff to make ends meet, to see that we can feed and take care of her health." Ahana felt pity for her and took her home. When she finished taking her bath, she came outside looking more refreshed. Ifeoma introduced Ahana to her mother as the mechanic who helped her when a car hit her food truck. Ahana greeted Ifeoma's mother, and after a while he left. Ahana felt a tingle in his spirit when he was with Ifeoma. She lightened up his spirit. Ifeoma was a hard-working lady. She was respectful, and along the line, Ahana made up his mind to marry Ifeoma despite the classes difference. Ahana started visiting Ifeoma often after his work, and Ifeoma usually passes through Ahana's workshop, supplying with food that he eats, and Ifeoma's food truly tastes nice because whenever she's passing, a lot of people always call her Ifeoma the food seller, Ifeoma the sweetest food on earth. We love your food. What are you putting in your food? Your food is sweeter than everybody's food. And before you know, Ifeoma's name spread like wildfire. Ifeoma the roadside food seller, whose food actually turns the minds of people. Ahana developed a fondness for Ifeoma, but never told Ifeoma that he was a prince, because he wanted to see who the real Ifeoma is, whether she was after money or not. When he realized that Ifeoma was not after wealth, Ifeoma truly loved him for who he was, he made up his mind to tell her the truth. Then, after a month of disguising as a mechanic man. He came back home to his parents, who were very happy to see him. After 1 week of staying at home, Ahana was called to the palace by his parents, who hinted him on getting married to prepare him to take over the throne. "My son," King Ikemefuna said, "Ahana, it's been a week you came back. What are we going to do about your future wife? We have a lot of maidens in the palace. We can organize a beauty contest for the village arts who are interested in seeking your hand in marriage. What do you think about that?" Then Ahana opened up to his parents and told them that he has gotten a woman his heart yearned for. In fact, he has seen a bride, and the bride is not anything like Princess Kaima. Told his parents what he did the last month, that he lied to them that he traveled, that in fact he disguised himself to see a woman who truly loved him for who he was, not for his princely role or for his riches. His parents were so happy that Ahana had found the woman of his dream. They sent Ahana immediately to go and bring the woman so that they can give their blessings. Ahana then dressed up in his princely regalia and drove to Ifoma's house. Ifoma, who was outside her house, was surprised that Ahana, who used to be a mechanic, has changed into a princely regalia. She was so shocked. She was like, "Ahana, what is happening? I don't understand. Where is your mechanic outfit? Why are you dressed in a princely regalia? Who are you?" And that was when Ahana opened up to her, told her that he had to pretend and disguise himself since Princess Kaima did not work out. "I was betrothed to Princess Kaima before I left for the United Kingdom to study. I felt that she was the woman of my dream. Not until she came to the palace and stayed for 2 weeks. There she showed her true color. Princess Kaima cannot become the queen in my village. I cannot make her my bride since I cannot live with her. That is why I had to disguise myself to be a village mechanic, ridiculed by a lot of women, to see a woman who truly loves me. And then fate brought us together. You have shown me several occasions that you are not after money. You are a free-spirited woman. You are loyal, you are honest, you are hardworking, and you love to help people. I have seen the way you give out food to even people who do not have money just because you felt bad for them. You have the quality of a queen, and because of that, I have decided to make you my wife." But Ifoma was not having it. She was shocked and betrayed that Ahana could lie to him. She rejected Ahana's proposal and told Ahana to leave her house because she cannot love a man who lied to her. Ahana left Ifoma's place and came back the next day, apologized to Ifoma, and Ifoma accepted and forgave him. Then they planned the day that they were going to see Ahana's father. On that fateful day, Ahana brought beautiful outfits for Ifoma, and when she wore it, she looked so beautiful and astonishing. When they arrived at the palace, Ifoma knelt down in front of the king and the queen, and both of them received the kingly blessings. After a few weeks, the wedding preparation took place, and the traditional marriage was the talk of the town. Princess Kaima and her parents and even Princess Kaima's friends were also invited for the traditional marriage. Princess Kaima was so shocked to see that it was the food seller in which she threw her food away that became the bride. She was ashamed of herself. She regretted her behavior. She regretted being rude to people. She regretted fighting Ahana's mother. She regretted being a spoilt little brat, because if she was to be a good person, she could have been the one getting married. But Ahana looked so happy on his day because in his mind, he has gotten a woman of his dream. In his mind, he has gotten somebody who will love him for who he is. And they ruled the kingdom beautifully. And as for Princess Kaima, she lived a life of regret. She regretted not being a good person and allowing her wealth to get to her. Moral lesson of this story is that no matter how wealthy you are, you shouldn't look down on anybody. You should love, respect everybody, irrespective of your age, irrespective of the class you came from. Ahana was a respectful person despite the fact that he was born with affluence, and also never look down on anybody. This is how fate turned the roadside food seller Ifoma to becoming the princess and later the queen of the village. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please kindly share this video to your loved ones, to your families, and also subscribe to my channel. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye.